Everybody, here we go. I have my first name, last name pattern.psd file open, the big final one. This is our actual project file or the printable file. To open it again, you could literally just double click it from your desktop, and here you are. I am going to slide this back over just so I have more room to use Photoshop. So just clicked and dragged that over there. It's great. We only need this one file open because we have last time saved everything as patterns, and now I need to get this to see how to use them today. All right. Once it's open, pretty easy steps. If you go to edit, all you need to probably just have one layer in this file called background. It should be locked. That's okay. I believe every time we create a new pattern, it should do it on a new layer. You know what? We'll find out. Let's actually do this live. We're going to create a new layer together. That way you know how to create new layers. Down at the very bottom of your layer window, you're going to see one with a little plus sign right there. If you hover over it, it'll say create new layer. Let's do that. Layer 1. Perfect. So we're going to go to edit now at the top, and we're looking for fill, which is right here. Not even halfway down. Under fill, contents. It probably comes up as foreground color by default. If you click the drop-down thing right here, you're looking for pattern that I already have selected right there because we made these things patterns. All right, options, custom pattern. There's a little drop-down menu right here as well. Click that. What you can do with these, just in case mine are showing by name. As you can see, I have these previous ones from the milkshake donut one that I made, but then I also have my other down here. I think there's different ways to display them. See this little cog wheel right here that I've clicked? That will be there for you. There's, I think small thumbnail is what comes up as default. If you like that better, where you can actually see your images, that's cool. There's also large thumbnail, actually, which that might even be the handiest because then you legit get to kind of like get a better look at it. I don't think you can delete. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. You can. You can right click and delete patterns from here. This weird one that I have in here was from this project idea I had that I was trying to make work for us. It was one that we were going to do this year, but it was just hot garbage, and I don't think you guys would have liked it. So if you ever have more patterns than you want, you can just right click and delete them. And they're all gone now. Yay. All right, here are my 6. Whatever works for you. Text only, thumbnails, list, whatever, you name it, you're good to go. I want you to choose the one that you want to kind of be in the background the most out of all of these for right now. I'm going to start with the regular Nintendo controller and work my way up to the Switch, like in terms of the release of the consoles. So I'm going to select this pattern, double click it. This is the biggest thing right here. You need this checked where it says script. Make sure that that is checked. And then this drop-down arrow, there's about 6 options here. You're looking for random fill right here. This is what really defines this entire project. Mode should be normal. Opacity should be 100, but they should be there by default anyway. So then let's go ahead and click OK. This will take a little bit of time every time because it renders it for you in like a preview window. Now, don't go ahead and click OK again because I want to go over what these sliders actually do. Density. Density will not give you a good preview in this window no matter what you have it selected as. So, what density is how many of these objects are going to be on the screen. If your density is above, let's say, like a 3, there's going to be a million bajillion of them on the screen, like a ton, like a true ton. For whatever object you want to be in the background, I actually recommend upping the density above 2, I think, is probably good. Scale factor. So the minimum scale factor will be the smallest controller possibly randomly generated on your screen. The maximum is literally how big it can get. I like to keep the background one a little bit on the smaller end and like have it fill with a bunch of smaller controllers. As we kind of work our way up, I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. Totally up to you. Like there's no right or wrong on that. Or there's no right or wrong on any of these, to be honest. But these are just my recommendations. Now, something that I would say is pretty much a requirement is rotate pattern. You definitely want these objects in all different directions. If you don't, it's going to look really not good. Um, I highly wouldn't recommend color randomness. I mean, that'll literally change the color of the objects. And brightness randomness, just a little bit. Like 0.08 is nice. It really, I mean, you could do 0. It's fine. Um, Let me see if it previews color randomness, what that looks like. I mean, that if it works for you, I guess you can. I'm not gonna like dock your grade from it, but it's definitely not aesthetically what I want. Yeah, like, well, it's hurting my eyes. We're gonna go back to 0. Hey, if you want to play around with it, go for it. But I don't recommend changing the color randomness. I leave that at 0. All right, whenever this is done rendering, there we go. Now you can go ahead and click OK at the top. And wait for it to fill. Wow, even then with the high density of 3, it still did not fill the whole thing. Don't worry though, by the end, I doubt you'll have a background shown at all. So I think you'll be A-okay. All right, cool. I actually like that. That looks nice. All right, it did not do it on its new layer, so we do have to create new layers each time. So let's go down here to the plus sign in the bottom right, create a new layer under layer 2, and then we're going to go back up here, edit, fill, content should be pattern, custom pattern, you want to change it. I'm going to go to the Super Nintendo next, double click it. Script should be random fill, hit OK. Takes a little bit of time again. This probably will be a longer video just because of the wait time, so feel free to skip ahead to get around to all this. I'm going to lower the density to like a 2.2. I'm going to up the maximum one to like a 1.17. Still leaving that minimum one there. I like the range. And hit OK. Cool. And if anything, I got some true big boy ones up here on the top. If you don't like what you got, delete it. You can delete the entire layer by clicking on a trash can and redoing it. I'm just gonna let them ride, just for the sake of the demo. Maybe I'll go back and build one myself. This will take some time. Sometimes they're gonna get absolute dudders, to be honest. One little tip that you can do that I think is pretty cool: if you take the move tool up here, or you could hit V for the move, you can rotate this. So as long as you have show transform control selected, this box right here, if you hover over the corner pockets of the image, you'll see that your icon changes to like a swoosh. If you click and drag while holding shift, I recommend that you hold shift because that'll click at like 15-degree intervals. Then you can line it up with like different corners. Oh, that's actually so much better because then, like, do you see how when I had it up here, it was blocking all those controllers, the regular Nintendo ones, where if I put it this way, that's better so far. Anywho, yeah, I dig it. Cool. All right. Yeah. So that's that. Why want to let me create a new layer? There we go. Create a new layer. Layer 3. Edit fill. We're gonna do one more together. I'll stop the video at that point and I'll finish my project and show you what it looks like when it's finished. That way you're not getting bored out of your mind. What comes after Super Nintendo? N64. Hit OK. Lower the density again a little bit to like 1.7. Might, just because this controller is enormous, I think I'm actually going to lower the maximum scale factor for this one. Hit OK. All right, they appeared at the top. Okay, not getting a whole lot in the center right now, which is, I don't know, maybe concerning. Who knows? All right, cool. I'm just going to let that one ride as well. So, guys, you'll see my posted final result in our Schoology page, but I'm going to stop the video now and finish up. You guys, take all the time you need to experiment with this. Repeat this over and over again. Just edit, fill, and then change the pattern settings as we just did. All right, man. Good luck. Can't wait to see what we get.